Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Of course, you need an orthopedist. Go to Brock. Need a roof? Give us a shout of the new roofing company, the name of which will be unveiled any day now. Excited about that. All right, y'all. Great weekend, man. Baseball Tigers get a series win. Of course, LSU wins the gymnastics national championship. Pels punched their ticket to the playoff, although they did lose on in game one on Sunday night. Tough loss, but we'll get into it. So it was some LSU baseball. Tigers finally get off the schneid. They win a series in SEC play. They beat Mizzou 6-2. Nate Ackenhausen got you 4 innings. Griffin Herring got you home. Ackenhausen allowed just the 2 runs in the third, where, again, your defense was your undoing. Ground ball to Milam. Didn't get his glove down, went into center. Anyway, but limited the damage. An inning later, 2 on with 1 out or not. Anyway, you were really able to limit the damage and get out of it. Yeah, here it was. Beeman popped up, Daniels singled, Austin singled, and then got to third on a wild pitch. So you had second and third with 1 out. And then I'm sorry, that was the inning where they that was the inning where they scored. What am I looking at? Well, I can't find it. Anyway, there's a line from Major League. I can't find it. The heck with it. Anyway, point is, you limited the damage. Ackenhausen only gave up the 2 runs, and then Griffin Herring came in. He was awesome, as he has been really most of this year. Herring get 5 innings of shutout ball, allowed just 1 hit, struck out 8. He was awesome. He put the handcuffs on, and then the offense came through and got it done. So LSU, for the first time this year, wins an SEC weekend when you absolutely had to have it. So, I know the question is going to be, so some of y'all going to ask it. Some of you probably, I haven't looked at the questions yet. I'm sure some of y'all are going to ask it. It's time to move Griffin Herring to the rotation. And the answer is maybe. I don't think it's definitive because I think there's context that has to be considered here, which is um, uh, right now at 5-13 in the conference. Remember, we've talked about 13 sort of being your benchmark, where you really feel like you got to get to 13 to feel comfortable about regionals. It's no longer about, all right, let's set ourselves up to win the weekend. It's every game you have to go out there, chips in when you have a chance to win the game and say, let's go win the game. So if, let's say, Holman pitches this week on Friday, I don't know if he will. Maybe they keep jump on Friday, whatever. But let's say you have a 2-1 lead and Jump exits in the 7th. Well, who's getting the ball? Griffin Herring's getting the ball 100 times out of 100 because you need your best. And I get it. You'd be going lefty, lefty. I don't care. It's you got to put your best arm out there to go win the game that you have a chance to win because you don't have margin for error anymore to drop games. Now, best case scenario is you go play Auburn this weekend, and on Friday, you go put up a dozen runs like you did this last week against Missouri, and then you can save Griffin Herring. But I'd put it to you this way. Like, what if you have a similar situation? Jumps awesome, you have a huge lead, you just get home, and then Holman pitches game 2. Well, if Holman gives you 6 and you're up 2-1, guess who's getting the ball in the 7th? Griffin Herring. So, and he should. If you make it to the first 2 games and you don't have to use Griffin Herring, do you start him game 3? Or do you have a situation like you just did? You say, hey, Nate, give me through the lineup a couple of times. And then hopefully you have the lead and you give the ball to Herring. See if he can get you home. I mean, so it's not that cut and dried to say, yes, put him in the rotation. Could he go to the rotation? Absolutely. Handles himself like a starter. But I think he's also a guy where when you're looking at the bullpen and saying, like, I mean, if Thatcher Hurd if you felt like he was reliable, then this is not really even a question. you've got your answer. But he's not. And really, who do you feel really good about in the bullpen right now? That's the problem. Like, aside from Herring, I mean, Dutton's a strike thrower. They're giving Moffitt more chances, but he struggled in game two when they brought him out of the bullpen. That was the big four run fifth or 4-run sixth. Um, so I don't know that you have the luxury right now of just writing him in the rotation with a Sharpie because if you need him in games 1 or 2 to win it, you have to throw him because you got to win games 1 or 2, right? You got to win every game you have an opportunity to win. So, but Tigers win. You came back from down 2-0 to rally. Um, Kling had a big RBI double. Braswell had an RBI double. Um, it was good to see, man. Good to see the offense get going a little bit there and take it home. 6 runs on 9 hits, and you won a series. So now you get Auburn coming to the box, and Auburn's the worst team in the league. So go win another weekend. All right, we'll say some good mornings here. The Pelicans dropped game 1 to OKC 94-92, devastating. CJ McCollum had a look at it was not a great look. We had a look at a 3 to win it at the end. Really really defensive game, especially early. That went to the quarter break, tied at 17. I thought Jonas, the Travis Kelce lookalike Vasalunas, was just so physical and relentless on the interior. He had 20 rebounds in the game. Jonas went for 13 and 20. Just bullied Chet Holmgren. But wasn't enough, man. Hard to win on the road. It was a quick turnaround for New Orleans. But you can play with that team. So let's see if you can find a way to get one in OKC and flip home court. So, all right, let's say some good mornings here. You know the drill. If you're on YouTube, smash the like button, subscribe up the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. We appreciate y'all for being there with us. Kelly Gross, good morning. Matt, morning, Matt. The thumbnail the guy was talking about yesterday was the one that was there before you started the live stream. No, I know what it is. It's if you go to my YouTube channel, it's the banner at the top. And that's what YouTube grabs and uses as a default. But for a long time, YouTube used to use what is your profile picture on YouTube, and they would just have that with like a blank space around it. So I don't know why now recently they started grabbing that. But my point is, I know what they're using. I very quickly go into the YouTube studio and replace the thumbnail with the custom thumbnail that I make for the show. My point was, I don't know why they're grabbing that and not updating it with the thumbnail that I've updated, if that makes sense. Anyway, yeah. So if you all see the picture of me with hair looking longingly into the camera, that's something we probably took 8 years ago at Guarantee. Headshots we took a long time ago. Let's see. Jesse Brown, favorite week of the football season. It is draft week. Yes, sir. James McKinney. I wouldn't say it's my favorite week of the season. My favorite week of the season is during the season. But yes, and the favorite week of the offseason, I'll definitely give you that. Ryan, good morning. Pels break our hearts again. The way the game played out feels like that was the one we needed to get. Maybe. It's a best of 7, man. It's a long series. I'm not going to overreact to the one game. Yeah, you would have loved to have gotten it. If you want to win the series, you have to win one on their floor anyway. So you'll have more chances. Let's see if you can do it. Timothy Fontenot, Adam Parker, Taylor Hudson, Brett, good morning. Hope this was the start for baseball to go on a run. Hope so. It's what you need to do. You need to go win the weekend, and they did. Now go win another weekend against Auburn, which you're at home. You're capable of doing. I mean, the next 2 are at home. You get Auburn at home. You get A&M at home. You go to Bama, and you get Ole Miss. 3 of your last 4 are at home. Hang on, Drew's awake. Let me go get him. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Trivia, if you're there, give them a topic. Oh, okay. Almost forgot, y'all. I know Jason's there somewhere. Breaking them out for the first time. The Ruckus New Balance Voodoos. Love them. Need to lace, but I need to lace them though. So I'll lace them. I will lace them as we talk here. Boy, these are fire. Love, 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 love. Okay. David, nice series win for the baseball Tigers. Hopefully this will build momentum. By the way, what are the Tigers' overall fielding percentage as a team? If you sit tight, I have the stats right here, David. Happy to help you out with that. Would imagine it's not super awesome. Remember, 980 is the clip. You want to be above 980. They are at 974, so not super awesome. There he is, Jason. Celebrate my birthday today. Oh, since you have to work tomorrow. God, driving range, fishing hole, started my day. Kicks of the day, Jason. It's almost like I knew. In honor of your birthday. There it is, man. Breaking out the Voodoos. Love them. Really excited to rock these for the first time, man. Okay. Whoop. Let's see who's next. This is going to be a challenge to try to do this and keep up with all the comments. Bubba Tatum, good morning. Kentucky colors are bothering me more than normal. Well, it's not Kentucky colors, Bubba. It's Brock Colors, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, which has been the longtime sponsor of the show. So don't even consider Kentucky, the Kentucky colors. Just consider the fact that they are the Brock colors. And Brock has been a great sponsor in Morning Scone for a lot of years. It's hard to get it started. What's going on there? Wow, that was tricky. It's tricky. We got it. As Run DMC would say, it's trick. Here we go. It's trick to rock around. Anyway. All right. Glenn Laurie, good morning. Where are you watching the draft Thursday? Glenn, I will be with the rest of the 104.5 ESPN team as we broadcast live from Dan Juan Cigar Bar. Invite everybody to come out. It's the 104.5 ESPN draft show. So we hang out at Don Juan. We start when the draft starts about 7. We fire up a live stream on YouTube. Our entire staff kind of rotates in and out throughout the night on air. Or on the broadcast. So we have plenty of time to just hang out with everybody who shows up. It's not just like we're all sitting there with headsets on the entire time. I think there's only 4 headsets total, and our whole staff is there. So it's me. The only one who won't be there is Hester. Hester is going to be at the draft working for Sirius XM. So Hester will be the only one not there, but me, T-Bob, Hunt, Taylor, Musso, Hanny, Ott. I think Paul O'Neill came last year for a smidge. So Tim, Leon, Tiger Diver, Dale Broussard, Ashton Larson continues to impress. Yeah, man. And it was a big weekend for him too. It felt like anyway, being that he's from Overland Park, Kansas, which is a suburb of Kansas City. So it was relatively nearby. Larson, just 1 for 5 yesterday. But he did have an RBI knock. So he is the freshman. The 2 freshmen this year that clearly Jay favors are Milam and Larson. And they've gotten the most opportunity now. Fry's not a freshman. Fry's a sophomore. Kucherak has gotten some run. Jake Brown has gotten some run. And I think those guys are going to play really important roles on this team in the future. Provided they stay, hashtag transfer portal, anybody can leave, but which I'm fine with. But yeah, it's clear Jay likes what Larson offers athletically in the outfield, gives you a good approach, good at bat, and so he's going to be in the everyday lineup. It should be. Like, I would rather Larson in there than Mac Bingham, and I hate to say that because Bingham transferred in from Arizona. He's a veteran guy, but like, you have a large enough sample now, and it's like, One guy's outperforming the other. And we've talked about it. Like you expected these veteran guys to, to step up and be the leaders of your team, and it has not happened. So if the veteran guys aren't gonna step up and lead, and the way that you were hoping they would, then you play the young guys. It's like it's that simple. So I'm with it with Jay on that for sure. Last yeah, here we go. There we go. One down. All right. Bill, good morning. Brennan, good morning. Bryant, morning. Has LSU turned the page? I still know I'm ready to see all facets of the game come together in one game or series. Look, man, Bryant, I'm here's the thing. Like, this is still a very flawed team. Okay. So have they turned the page? I don't know. Like, but here's the reality. If you're thinking, hey, they're going to get hot, go on a run, win a regional, win a super, and get to Omaha and surprise everybody, okay. I mean, I would love the optimistic viewpoint. I would love to see that happen. But here's the reality. You do not have pitching right now. Like we talk all one about the offense. It's true. Like the offense has not been nearly consistent enough this year. You're starting to see signs. Like Friday, putting up 12 runs and hitting 4 homers on the road. That was a good sign, right? But you have got what won the College World Series for LSU last year? Well, Nate Ackenhausen coming out of nowhere to do what he did against Tennessee. Griffin Herring absolutely nails in an elimination game, right? Thatcher Hurd in the championship game, taking the ball and outdueling Caglione. Like that's what won you. Your pitching won you the national championship. Obviously, Skeens. I mean, of course, Skeens, but you know what I mean. I'm saying like you got these performances from guys that paced you to win the national championship. Well, where is that? Where is that? Like if Gage Jump over the next month, if you can tell me he could do consistently over the next month what he did on Friday. Now I'm not saying go strike out 14, but I mean go be a Friday night dude in the SEC. Yeah. Because Holman has shown he can be that. What happened this week on Saturday is the outlier for Luke Holman. He's been nails all year. So for me, I'm just looking at it going, okay, if Jump can do that, Holman reverts to form, and you have a path in game threes. Maybe it's Ackenhouse and Herring. That's your path. Okay. But you're also going to need other guys to step up. Like you're going to need Thatcher Hurd to find it again. You're going to need somebody like Aiden Moffitt to take that next step this year. You're going to need Fidel Ulloa to find what worked for him so well in the pre-conference as a strike thrower and a guy that could get you outs. You need him to do that again. Like, and right now it's not there. So, I mean, have they turned the corner? They won a weekend, man. They won a weekend. But this is still a massively flawed team that has not found consistency at the plate. And unfortunately, the biggest thing you need is you need your pitching to step up. And that was the thing we all thought. I'm looking my hands in the air. I talked about it all in the preseason, y'all. Was that I thought, listen, everybody said it. This isn't unique to me. We all said it. Everyone who loves this team, follows this team, covers this team, all said the same thing. So it's not like it's unique to me or you or anybody. We all knew that this team, losing 7 of your everyday regulars, including Cruz and Morgan and Joe Bear and Dugas and Beloso and all of them, Thompson, it was going to be a struggle to find yourself offensively and find your everyday lineup. And that's been true to form. But we all thought, man, they got so many arms on this team, they're going to pitch it until they figure it out offensively. And that's what Arkansas has done, right? I mean, Arkansas is not a great offensive team, but Arkansas has been incredible on the mound, which is why they've gotten to where they are. And we all thought that LSU would kind of be the same. And it just hasn't worked that way because the arms haven't lived up to what we thought they would be. So if they can, and they've got guys that, throw 90 from, 95 from the left side. And they got plenty of guys that scouts love because of all the arm talent, right? I know people get tired of hearing and say, well, this seems so talented. I mean, in a sense they are. I mean, they got dudes that scouts are going to love because, you don't see guys that throw 95 from the left side. You don't like that's that's intriguing. Like Cam Johnson is, there was a reason he's the highest rated prospect ever to come to campus. Like, is he pitching like a guy you think would go top 5? No, but that's the thing about baseball. So I don't know, man. I know I'm rambling a little bit here and I'm lacing up my shoes, but I get it, Brant. But is it? Have they turned the corner? I don't know that I could say that because I got to see him pitch better. I just got to see somebody or somebodies emerge out of that, in that pitching staff. Someone who is finally going to, and maybe it's Griffin Herring. Maybe it's Griffin Herring, who's been great all year, but maybe Herring's the guy that right now emerges and is like, you know what, load up, I got you, come on. I'm good for 6-7 innings on a weekend, and they're going to be dominant, and it's going to win us a game every weekend. So, what y'all think? All right, 7:53. Please smash the like button if you would. Let me see if I can roll through this here and get to as many of you as possible before we bounce. LSU Daily is already live, by the way. Gave my full thoughts on the weekend, gymnastics, baseball weekend, and talked about what happened Friday with 3 LSU players hitting the portal. Joel, those late pitching choices Saturday have to be questioned now. Sweeps are tough, but you feel like that one was attainable. Joel, I disagree with you. Like, you were in a situation on Saturday where, you went from Holman to Aiden Moffitt. And Jay, look, but here's the thing. Sure, you want to, it didn't work, but this is what I always say, right? I say this, I'm consistent, if nothing else, on this. In baseball, you play the averages, you play the percentages, you whatever you're feeling, right? If you have logical reasoning for why you made the decision that you did, then you can live with the result, because baseball is a game defined by failure. You fail 70% of the time, you go to the Hall of Fame. Everybody knows that that cliche. But in that moment, Holman, let's see, Holman left in the 5th. It was you were down. Let's see, it was 3-1. It was 3-1. Had he given up the 4th run yet? Hang on. So he got 2 quick outs, and he got 2 quick outs, and then he walked Lovich. Then it was doubled, so he allowed 1 run, then walked another. So it was 4-1. So Holman exits. It's 4-1, right? And he went and got Aiden Moffitt. And Aiden Moffitt has been really good for you over the last several weeks. And that's a guy that Jay has said, like, look, I keep going all these other guys, and they're not performing. Let's give this young guy a shot. If you throw the ball over the plate, then he's really talented. Well, Aiden Moffitt went out there, and he gave you 2 innings and allowed a run. I mean, then he went to Cam, and Cam got you the final out of or got you an out. No, got you the final out of that inning. That's what it was. In the 8th. And then you went to Bucknam and Lohr, and Bucknam gave up the homer. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you went to a guy who's been good for you when you called on him, you played a matchup, and the kid homered. I mean, I don't know that I'm challenging that decision. You're not going to go to Griffin Herring when you're losing a game. You're down. You're losing. I mean, you're not counting on, like, in that situation. I mean, you're down. Was it 7-2? You were down 7-2, man. Like, you're not going to get your best arm out of the bullpen down 7-2. So no, it's not like the one thing that you could say is, well, he went to Aiden Moffitt to replace Holman. But even in that situation, you're down 4-1. You're not going to get Griffin Herring when you're down 3 runs in that situation. You're getting a guy that you think can limit the damage here and give you a chance to stay in it. If you're winning 4-1, of course you're going to get Griffin Herring right there. So I disagree with you, man. Eric, a true bright spot in the miserable season, been watching Musso slowly evolve into Randy Quaid from Major League 2. I need to go watch it then. Brian Penn, what's up, Matt? Good morning. Oh, sorry. Could Herring go multiple games if pitching in a 2? Yeah, absolutely. He can go multiple games in a weekend. But if you want to extend, like we've seen them do, then no. It's going to be situational. And I think that's the right play. Bubba Smith, hey, Bart, good morning. James, good morning. Patrick, morning, Matt. Needed that weekend against Mizzou. So huge. Not discouraged about our loss to OKC. Just need to shoot the ball better, get more transition baskets. OKC defended their behinds off. Now, so did New Orleans, and New Orleans rebounded well. Most of that was Jonas, 20 boards. But OKC defended well. I mean, just even look at that last sequence. What was killer? Hey, Vaughn, good morning. Was killer is that sequence where you got 3 offensive rebounds in the final minute on that one possession, and you couldn't get the ball to fall. And then, of course, you fouled. They made the free throw, and then you missed the 3. But you had your shot. Hey, Dad. Good morning. Larry Garner, what's up? Hunter Broadhead. If Ramchick were to retire, how would that work with his contract? So, actually, Hunter Nick Underhill was on OTB last week and he talked about this kind of extensively. Did a really good job. I would direct you to that. You can probably find it on the OTB Saints YouTube channel. But Nick talked about that kind of extensively, and they would probably just, if he weren't able to play this year, they'd shut him down. Then he'd retire next year because that's what would be best contractually for New Orleans. But the dead money, like the dead cap money on a contract, is there regardless. Lisa, good morning. Jeff, Brent, Jason, Jesse, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Carter, go Tigers. Jason, the Voodoos are comfortable. If you ask me, I'll also stand on the floor mat all day. Jason, first time I put them on my feet, man, I love them so much. New Balance are awesome. Like, it was so funny too about New Balance. I remember when I first started kind of getting into sneakers, and people were like, "Oh, try New Balances." I'm like, New Balance? Like, you mean the shoes that old people wear when they walk around the neighborhood? New Balance? But you're right, man. They're comfortable. They're stylish. They're awesome, man. That's been a big change for me. And the first pair of New Balance that I got, when Ronnie Paul from Ruckus came in studio with me and Ryan, he brought us each a pair, and he brought me a pair of New Balance. And I'm glad he did, because I would have never gone into the store and bought myself New Balance. And so he brought us each a gift, and he brought me a pair of New Balance. And so I wore them and I loved them. Like, okay, I get it. Those shoes got Ruckus. Yes, sir. Okay, y'all. My apologies, y'all. I know there's a bunch more I've missed. Chuck Bro, what's going on, man? Steve Menard, morning, Matt. God, I got to go. Painful to watch Pelicans, complete lack of offense. And the pressure's on. Man, one of the most impressive things that game last night, Steve, was the Pelicans' off-ball movement and passing, the quick passes in the half court. I mean, it was actually a thing of beauty throughout chunks of that game. It was their counter to OKC's suffocating defense in the isolation part of the game. The Pelicans just moved the ball so fluidly. But you're right about late in the game. Johnny, what's up? Jared, Gorilla, what puzzle pieces do you need to see from Bo Davis in order to feel confident going into next season? Well, I think you got to add 2 more, at least 1, if not 2 more interior defensive linemen. I mean, that goes without saying. You had a starter at defensive tackle, and you feel much, much better. Let's see. Gorilla, Rocky, what's up? Rick, they won a weekend against the number 11 team in the SEC. Glad we won. But come on, people, this isn't like we took down A&M. Hey, that's a way to be positive, Rick. Rick, you play your schedule, man. I'm not going to, that's the part I'm not going to be cool with, because if you lost this series, you'd be crapping on them. So you fancy yourself as better than Missouri. You went on the road and you won the weekend. That's what you were supposed to do. You ruled them, and then you beat them in the rubber match 6-2. So you did what you were supposed to do if you're better than them. Well, guess what? Now Auburn comes in. You're better than Auburn. You're at home. Go win this weekend. I'm not sitting there saying throw a ticker tape parade, man, but you did what you were supposed to do. Jerry said CJ should be benched. I completely disagree with that, man. It's the NBA. CJ didn't have a great night shooting. Okay. Get out there and go have a better night next time. You play 82. It's a small sample. Yeah, you want to be big in the playoffs. 1 game. Come on, y'all. It's best of 7. Let's go. All right, I got to go. Gosh, I'm late. All right, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. Y'all are great. Thanks so much for being there. LSU Daily is already live, so wherever you get your podcast, just search LSU Daily. Please subscribe, and we'll see you for AFR3.